All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another great episode on your favorite political talk show, The Truth, with Ben Jokes. Corruption was under Tinubu. Nigeria now crime scene. Obi. Now, the level of hardship and insecurity in Nigeria have actually shifted the attention of citizens from the monumental corruption going on under this administration. Practically every single tax in this nation has been increased at least twice under Tinubu. Every tax, every utility bill. This means that government revenue has almost doubled, if not tripled, based on what citizens are contributing in terms of taxes alone. How about taxes from multinationals? Look at this. Shell confirms it paid Nigeria $5.34 billion in taxes charges in 2024. It is the highest government payout globally, meaning no country in this world received as much taxes from Shell as Nigeria. We haven't talked about subsidy removal savings. We haven't talked about the 55.2 trillion naira loan in 2 years. Yet this administration cannot say this is what we have done for the people. They can't point at one thing. So is Peter Obi not correct if he refers to this country as a crime scene? I believe he's absolutely right. And the sadder part is it can only get worse. Now, let us look at the top story. Tinubu's cabinet disgraces itself once again as they displayed their indiscipline, confusion, inefficiency, fraud, and mental retardation before the whole world. This time around, one of the victims was mocked because he is a bona fide Tinubu supporter. This man, Fasoranti, a 98-year-old man. Unlike Pa Adebanjo, he chose to support the oppressors. His support for Tinubu actually led to the breaking of Afenifere group into two factions. But on June 12th, Democracy Day, Pa Fasoranti, a big supporter of Tinubu who is still alive and kicking, was declared dead by Tinubu and his cabinet members, and they even gave him an award for dead people, and that broke the old man's heart, and Nigerians began mocking him on top of it. Before I show you details of these top stories and how Nigerians reacted, let me quickly show you these videos.
But to me, politics over the years, 26 years to this moment, has failed the nation. And there is no better example of this failure, in Nigeria than the current dispensation. We have deficit in security. We have deficit in the economy, hunger, starvation. We have this deficit in the areas of education, the out-of-school children. The numbers are growing, not in tens or thousands or hundreds of thousands, no, in millions. We have deficit all over. When you look around, people are in a state of deprivation and starvation and hunger, and people are angry. I don't want to romanticize, a sit-in government because of this day. No, I wouldn't forget. Nigerians wouldn't forget. What we expect to see from the government is to devote more time to the issues that are germane to the survival and integrity of Nigeria. The issue of health, education, agriculture, insecurity. Numbers are good, but numbers are good only to the extent that they bring succor and solace to the people. If I am being told about numbers, these numbers, they must translate into tangible deliverables of democratic dividends. Right now, people are groaning, are suffering. You need to go to, several parts of the north where I can speak, the situation that we had when Buhari came in and left was bad. The situation that we are now experiencing when Buhari left to this moment in the north are terribly, nauseating to the people. And so we want to see, nobody, as a person, as a Nigerian, when it comes to issue of governance, I want to see a government succeed.
Right. Okay.
All right? I am not particularly given to the rhetorics of condemning a government for the sake of it. I want this administration to succeed in giving Nigerians the dividends of democracy.
Okay, but you're not seeing
I'm not seeing that.
You heard that. There is no gainsaying this administration has failed woefully. Everybody can see it. We pay more for everything. We return heavy taxes just to fill up the government purse, but we get nothing in return. Many of our roads are not motorable. The number of out-of-school children skyrocketed after Tinubu removed subsidy on education. Electricity tariffs have tripled, but supply remains as poor as ever in most of the places and worse than it has ever been in some areas. Freedom of speech is no longer guaranteed in Nigeria, but the very worst remains the fact that Nigerians can be kidnapped or killed at any time. We have always had bad roads, but we traveled on those same bad roads and we reached our destination safely using the same bad roads. But today, in addition to bad roads, kidnappers are constantly picking people up from the highway. The death toll is outrageous. Over 30,000 Nigerians killed in the last 2 years, according to one report. But the Tinubu regime says security is improving. What a disaster. If Nigeria does not kill the APC will kill Nigeria. Now, on to the top story. This regime once again humiliates itself before the whole world, and both the Tinubu cabinet and the victims of the humiliation are being mocked by the world. 98-year-old Fasoranti broke Afenifere into factions because of his support for Tinubu. When the Southwest and the entire country was shouting hunger last year, he insulted them, and in April this year, he said this: Fasoranti applauds Tinubu, backs leadership. Elder statesman and national leader of the Pan-Yoruba socio-political group Afenifere, Pa Ruben Fasoranti, has thrown his weight behind Bola Ahmed Tinubu, praising his performance and expressing satisfaction with his leadership so far. The 98-year-old statesman made the commendation during a courtesy visit to his Akure residence by First Lady Oluremi Tinubu, who conveyed Tinubu's warm regards. The visit came as part of her 2-day official trip to Ondo State. I am satisfied with what he is doing in Nigeria. Well done, Pa Fasoranti stated, adding that Tinubu had surpassed his expectations. He also offered prayers for divine guidance and wisdom for Tinubu as he steers the affairs of the nation. A man completely destroys the economy, destroys SMEs, sends children out of school, and you say he has surpassed your expectation. This is what a 98-year-old man had to say. But because he said that Tinubu had surpassed his expectation, on June 12th, Democracy Day, Tinubu finally surpassed his expectation by declaring him dead while he is still alive. And he gave him an award for dead people. And even the apology from Aso Rock was more like a mockery to Fasoranti. Look at how the papers reported it. The presidency has issued a formal apology after wrongly listing two living Nigerian icons, Pa Ruben Fasoranti and Dr. Edwin Badunagu, under the posthumous honors category during Bola Tinubu's Democracy Day speech at the National Assembly. The mix-up, which drew swift public attention and confusion, occurred during Tinubu's televised address on Thursday, in which he honored dozens of pro-democracy activists and national figures for their roles in Nigeria's return to democratic governance. In a statement released hours later by Special Advisor to Tinubu on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga, the government admitted the error and said it was already working to correct it across all State House platforms. Under the posthumous award category, the names of Pa Ruben Fasoranti, the Afenifere leader, and Dr. Edwin Madunagu were incorrectly included. Both distinguished individuals are very much alive and therefore should not have appeared in the posthumous category, Ononuga said. He described the blunder as an oversight and assured Nigerians that necessary updates will be made to reflect the correct status of the honorees. We sincerely regret this oversight. We shall make the necessary correction across all State House digital platforms, the statement read. It was just an oversight, nothing serious. Just an oversight. Can they do an oversight and put Sheyi Tinubu's name in the posthumous category? Can they do an oversight and put Gbajabiamila's name in the posthumous category? Or do an oversight and put Ganduje's name in the posthumous category? No, you will never find a thing like that. But a 98-year-old man ridiculed himself by supporting the same system that has destroyed this country. And that is why his name has now become something that can be treated, that can be mixed up with other people's names, and an oversight will occur. And while he is still alive and kicking, Tinubu surpassed his expectation by declaring him dead. Of course, this has caused a lot of rancor within the media and even the Tinubu camp, because people are now complaining, who is in charge of this thing? Is it Bayo Ononuga or Sunday Dare or Daniel Buala? You know, he has employed so many people as spokesmen, as media men. People are now confused about their jobs. As Ononuga is compiling one list, Sunday Dare is compiling another list, and then they jammed everything together. And end of the day, the list presented is a fake one, because people are all over the place under categories that they should not be. And look at how Nigerians reacted. Let's take some of the tweet reactions. This tweet here by Naji says, death is so normalized in Nigeria that even the living are counted among the dead. Is anyone really alive in Nigeria? Wow, a very deep one there. And it is actually true. Because if you are drawing a posthumous category, that is not a category that you make mistakes about. We are talking about death here. But these guys made mistakes. Two names. This same thing happened under Buhari twice. They had three names in one time, and another time two names, to the point that Buhari even made a dead man an ambassador. And that is what Tinubu is doing. He's going to do the same thing, I'm sure, because he has promised to continue from where Buhari stopped. Pelumi here says he meant what he said. He has wished them both death. Anyways, the devil could not hide his wish. And the APC rascals will applaud him. APC is a terrorist organization, and he's actually wishing the man death, because the man is already 98 years old. He's saying, what are you doing on earth? I don't care if you are supporting me. And this tweet here says, this is the lowest of the lowest. May this administration crash and burn to ashes. They have humiliated us so much. It is embarrassing to identify with a country called Nigeria at this point. What a shame. And Olatunji here says, must every government be making this kind of unpardonable mistake? Pa Fasoranti of all people, yes, Pa Fasoranti deserves what he is getting. If at 98 years old you cannot say the truth, I wonder when you are actually going to say the truth. And this is a wake-up call to him. Reports are saying that the man is heartbroken, that he was neglected to the point that he was now listed under the posthumous category. But let him reflect on his life. These people where you carry for head, these people that you are willing to destroy the future of young people for, they don't even regard you enough to honor you. They are listing you amongst the dead. What a shame. And in the final analysis, no matter what Bayo Ononuga is tweeting, trying to defend himself, trying to clear his name, and regardless of whatever Sunday Dare is tweeting, one thing that we can take from this is the confusion in the Tinubu camp. And this is like the third time they'll release a list with fake names. They'll have to take some of the names out. There was a time they did the one of appointments, and they over bloated some regions and reduced from some regions. they quickly apologized that they are going to edit the list. They are doing the same thing again with this fake award list that they submitted. It tells you that these people are just doing owambe. A group of people that cannot just compile a list, just to compile a list of names, they are making this kind of gross mistakes. These are the people you want to entrust the country into their hands. This is the same way they have messed up the economy. It is this same nonchalance, this same owambe mentality, this same gra agbero thug mentality that they have used with our education, with our health sector, and everything has completely broken down to the point that it is today. Don't take these things lightly. Don't take it lightly. A group of people that cannot compile a simple list. This is the third time or fourth time it is happening under Tinubu. The media team, 0/10. Special advisor team, 0/10. How are you going to get anything good from them? You will never. But this is the APC. I am not surprised. They have come to steal, to kill, and to destroy. And that is why I keep telling Nigerians that for us to have a country that we can be proud of, hell, for us to have a country at all in the near future, we must come together, cast our sentiments aside, and get the APC out of power. But until then, make I still enter town. Make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because of una. Now I dey here, so don't go away. Don't go away.